Alrighty guys, so part 2 banners are finally up and running for the 9th year anniversary on the global side of the game, of course, and that means people are already going after Beast Gohan and Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and I think now is a great chance to have a conversation and talk about who are some of the better overall leaders from the 9th year anniversary as a whole. Now before we get into that whole topic, tackling it in this video, getting into the nitty gritty details and me just sharing who I think have really great leader skills, there are a couple of caveats I want to mention just to kind of cover my bases, right? The first thing is that all the units I will mention in this video come from one of these 4 banners. Obviously Gogeta and Broly are the part 1 banners, and then for part 2 was Beast Gohan and Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. So all the units from this video will be from their banners. I do think there are other units outside of these banners who have really great leader skills, but since they're not a part of the whole 9th year anniversary with the summonings and all that sort of stuff, they are not going to be mentioned. I'll probably save them for a different kind of video. All the units I will be mentioning right now come from one of these 4 banners. Now the second thing I want to mention is that this is in no way a tier list or a ranking type of video. This is just me sharing some of the units who I feel have really great leader skills and maybe in some cases underappreciated leader skills in that regard. And obviously that's kind of a perfect segue to the third point I want to make here, which is that all of these units I will be focusing on solely in terms of their leader skills. Obviously, some units are going to be far better than others. Some units are going to be considered complete doo-doo right now because they just suck and the whole meta shifts and everything have not helped them out. But that being said, we're not going to be focusing on individual performance based on a unit or anything like that with their passives. We're only going to be looking at their leader skills on their own and how impactful or how good they are in that regard. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way though, we can go ahead and start talking about 2 of probably the best leaders in the entire game. In fact, I'd probably say they are the 2 best leaders in the game, period, to this day. And they are, of course, LR AGL Vegito Blue and LR Tech Corrupted Zamasu. Now, for those who don't know, LR Vegito Blue and Tech Corrupted Zamasu came during the 8th year worldwide celebration, which is basically now almost a year away, or a year ago now. Technically, that's about like a month away for us from the 9th year worldwide celebration. But both of these units have fantastic leader skills. Now again, compared to where they stand right now in terms of the meta compared to when they were released, they are definitely a lot weaker now than when they came out almost a year ago. But as far as leader skills alone, these 2 are just gods. They are just divine power personified, right? Obviously LR Vegito Blue, he leads Battle of Fate, Future Saga, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan for that 170%, and then for the extra 30%, that's going to be based on units who also fall into Realm of Gods and Time Travelers, right? So already the categories that fit for Vegito Blue's lead are quite bountiful when it comes to options. There are a lot of units who can fit into Battle of Fate, a lot of random kind of combinations in that sense. Same thing with Future Saga, you can throw in some Goku Blacks in there, some Trunkses, obviously Vegito Blue, you can throw in units like that. You can also, with Power Beyond Super Saiyan, include any sort of Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, all that sort of stuff. You can include them in this sort of leader skill alone, right? And then for Tech Corrupted Zamasu, he's kind of like the mirror opposite of Vegito Blue in that he also has a similar kind of design, right? You see Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, and Fused Fighters for that 170%, and then for the 30%, it is Time Travelers or Final Trump Card. So obviously, nice little kind of categories that are being led by Corrupted Zamasu here, and the same thing can be said for LR Vegito Blue. But what makes them, in my opinion, the best leaders in the entirety of the game, even right now, is this little extra kind of nugget that has been gifted to them by the devs. So obviously for Vegito Blue, we see the whole kind of 170% to the 200% kind of lead, right? Aside from all of that, for superclass allies, they get Ki plus 3 and HP attack and defense 150% if they do not fall into the Battle of Fate, Future Saga, or Power Beyond Super Saiyan categories. So basically what that means is that if you have a ragtag team of superclass units, and some of these units don't fall into Battle of Fate, or Future Saga, or Power Beyond Super Saiyan, it is still okay because they're going to be getting at least 150% to their stats as opposed to the 170% and maybe even 200% total leads and all that sort of stuff. So what that means is that Vegito Blue is kind of like a universal lead for the superclass team with just a bit of a better boost for units who fit into some other specific categories. And for Zamasu, it's the same kind of concept, right? Obviously for extreme class units, however, Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense 150%, and that's applicable for units who are extreme class who don't fit into Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, or Fused Fighters. So both of them, in my opinion, again, the best leaders I would say in the game, even at this point in time. Maybe the devs will create a new unit who has a similar kind of leader skill, maybe a superior one in that regard. but because of the fact that these two units already give a 200% lead for 3 nice categories in that sense, and then also on top of that, they also have the 150% for extreme class here for Zamasu and super class for Vegito Blue, just for any other units who don't fit into those categories. It is just so helpful, especially for new players, and even in my case, like, I've been playing the game for a while, but there are some times where I'm like, I just want to try this unit and I can't really fit them into certain teams I want to run, but Vegito Blue with their leader can help make that happen. So I mean, these two units are fantastic. I absolutely love them. And if you happen to pull these units, especially as a new player, which a lot of people are new players starting off with the anniversary, definitely consider taking advantage of these guys because their leader skills are so nice. They can really help you just build teams when right now your rosters may be a bit new and fresh and whatnot, and you don't have as many options to pick and choose from. Now, the next one to talk about, and this is an interesting choice, is the Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Return of Cooler movie, or is that the name of it? Yeah, Return of Cooler, the Metal Cooler movie, yeah. So this unit is very interesting because they're a unit that came out from the 7th year worldwide celebration. They are very old. Obviously, if we are talking about passives and everything like that, they are not that good no more. They can try to do their things here and there, but really it's not that great. But again, solely talking about leader skills, Joined Forces and Movie Heroes are two really nice categories to have for a 170% lead, and obviously the extra 30% goes to characters who are Pure Saiyans, and Pure Saiyans is a pretty nice category in and of itself. Now, obviously Joined Forces, to explain what that is for those who don't know, basically any unit who has 2 or more units within the actual card is a Joined Forces unit, right? So Goku and Vegeta together in this card is a Joined Forces type of unit. If it was just Goku by himself or Vegeta by himself, this would not technically be Joined Forces. But because there are 2 units, or if you have, for example, more than 2 units in one card, they will be Joined Forces. Aside from that, you know, Movie Heroes is one of those categories that is just really nice, and especially right now, Movie Heroes is eating really good. I mean, if we want to talk about new units alone, right? Gogeta here, he's a Movie Hero unit. Also, Beast Gohan, he is technically a Movie Hero unit. Same thing with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. So having a unit who can lead Movie Heroes like those 3, along with a bunch of other units from movies in general, this unit actually has a really nice leader skill. I think it's a bit underappreciated just based on the fact that this unit is not that good individually, but when it comes to a leader alone, this guy is, I think, still really damn good. I really do stand by this unit as far as his leader skill is concerned. I do understand that Joined Forces maybe is not as good as it once was, maybe during the 8th year anniversary and stuff like that, but Joined Forces aside, Movie Heroes is also really good. So those two combined, it's just a blast, obviously. Now we go into 2 interesting choices, I would say. Obviously, MUI Goku, and then also we have Super Saiyan Blue Evolve Vegeta, both from the 6th year anniversary, but both do get their EZAs during this whole 9th year anniversary. Now, the thing about them that makes them interesting is that I would not say Miraculous Awakening and Powerful Comeback are 2 really great categories to pick and choose from. Yes, they have a fantastic kind of list of options if you have all those different units, but they themselves are not that perfect. What does make these 2 kind of fit my list personally is the representatives of Universe 7 category. For those who have been keeping track of Dokkan news since the 9th year started for JP during January and all that sort of stuff, you know, during the 9th year anniversary, Universe 7 gets a lot of boosts, right? Obviously, Vegeta and Goku are 2 prime examples of that, but also Evo-Ken is getting a boost right now during the anniversary. STR UI Goku also got a boost, so those 4 are already eating good. They all fit into Universe 7, so that's already pretty nice there. Also, based on the Tana Battle celebration, we got Tech UI Goku, so Universe 7 got a boost there. Same thing with the Int Android 17 EZA, along with the Physical Golden Frieza and Android 17 EZA, so a lot of different EZAs and everything have come into play that have boosted the Universe 7 category throughout this entire year. And because of the fact that all these units are getting boosted and the categories become quite nice, I would say, in terms of a nice diverse kind of list of options, I do kind of put these 2 on the list just because of the fact that Universe 7 alone is just really good right now, and there's so many different options that you can pick and choose from, and quite a few of them you can find in these banners. Obviously, for example, with STRUI Goku, you find him right here in the Gogeta banner. Evo-Ken you can find right here in the Broly banner. I mean, we were talking about MUI and Super Saiyan Blue Evolve Vegeta, both right here are in the Beast Gohan banner. So just a lot of great options to kind of pull from and make as a team, really, based on those 2 with their leader skills right there. Now we got another kind of OG, if you will, and this is probably one of the oldest OGs in this sense without an EZA, or I don't think that's actually true, but this is definitely an OG in a sense because this is the 7th year anniversary Tech Gods right here, Tech God Goku and God Vegeta, who do transform into Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta from the Broly movie. Now these two were a fantastic unit on release, and that was in no small part due to their leader skill, which to this day still holds up. Power Beyond Super Saiyan and movie heroes for that 170%, along with the extra 30% for people, or for characters I should say, in the Kamehameha category. Now, Kamehameha may be a bit limiting in a certain aspect if you want to say that, because yeah, there's not all the units fit into Kamehameha, but still, Power Beyond Super Saiyan and movie heroes just being the 170% right there, again, that is so awesome. We talked about movie heroes and how good it is for the what you would call the AGL Return of Cooler Goku and Vegeta. We talked about how movie heroes was so good for them in terms of their leader skill, right? The same can be said, of course, with the Tech Gods right here. I mean, again, Beast Gohan being there, Gogeta, Gamma 1 and 2, that's really awesome, right? But also Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Power Beyond Super Saiyan was something we saw with the LR of AGL Vegeta Blue, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan is a very powerful category. I mean, if we talk about some units who fit into this, right? Gogeta does fit into the whole Power Beyond Super Saiyan kind of concept there. Same thing can be said with Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. So there are some really nice, powerful units who fit into the whole kind of Power Beyond Super Saiyan category. So between those two, the Tech Gods can really pull some nice, powerful units together and make a pretty nice, powerful team, all things considered, even though they themselves are quite old at this point. To be fair, they are going to be likely getting their EZA during the, I guess, 10th year anniversary now, which is about maybe 5 to 6 months away. So when that happens, they will be eating really good once again. But until then, yes, their passive is a bit old, they themselves are a bit old, but their leader skill, it's beautiful. It's a chef's kiss. It is still good, still holds up to this day, and it's just really powerful. Now we get into some newer kind of conversations, some newer units, right? With, of course, Beast Gohan, and actually I'll put Beast Gohan here. I'll talk about Beast Gohan, I should say, with Broly. Both of them I'm going to talk about at the same time because both of them are interesting, and at least for me, it's kind of like one of those things where I will be honest here, I was of the opinion that they should not make it to this list because I was not really as big of a fan of their leader skills as I was initially feeling, right? I was like, maybe I shouldn't compared to some of the other units, but at the same time, as I thought about it more and more and more, they have to be on this list. Obviously, both of them are 170% leads for 3 categories, along with an extra 30% for 2 categories here. Broly, since we haven't pulled up, Super Bosses, Transformation Boost, and Full Power for that 170%. And for Broly, extra 30% for Exploding Rage and Movie Bosses. And for Beast, Gohan, Superheroes, Bond of Master and Disciple, Miraculous Awakening there for the 170, and then extra 30% for Entrusted Will and Movie Heroes. So yeah, again, it was one of those things where I was looking at these extra 2 categories and I was looking at it and thinking to myself, maybe they shouldn't be on this list because of that, but then I realized I was kind of hating. Because if we're being honest, with the whole 9th year anniversary, everything has been geared towards superheroes and super bosses. And again, this kind of goes back to keeping up with Dokkan news, right? If you guys have been following the whole Dokkan news and the summonings and all the banners and everything that have been dropped since the 9th year anniversary happened on JP, everything has been kind of leaning towards like basically a nuclear war between super bosses and superheroes, where both of them are just becoming super powerhouse kind of teams with really nice options and units and all that sort of stuff. So that based on that alone, I feel like I should put them on this list, and that's why they are on this list, right? But also, if we're being fair, Transformation Boost and Full Power are really nice categories as well, especially with all the Golden Week EZAs for the boos and everything like that. That really does help Broly with his leader skill and all the nice options there. And then for Beast Gohan, Bond of Master and Disciple, that includes a lot of other Gohans, Piccolos. I mean, I think it includes maybe a couple Gokus, though I can't remember exactly, but definitely a lot of options can fit into Bond of Master and Disciple. And then also, Miraculous Awakening does include units like, for example, Ultra Instinct Goku right here. So, I mean, the whole kind of, the categories the Beast Gohan and Broly lead, again, I was kind of hating on them, but they are really good actually, and I shouldn't be hating on them because they themselves are fantastic units, but more importantly, they have leader skills that are kind of designed in a weird sense to go towards the future, because again, the way that Dokkan's been progressing throughout the entirety of this year, really, they've been really boosting superheroes and boosting super bosses with maybe some indirect kind of boosts to some other categories, but really those two have been getting a lot of love, which is why I'm going to be showing love right now, of course, to Beast Gohan and Broly. Now, the final one I do kind of want to mention here, and there is one more tab I'll talk about in just a sec, but the final one I want to mention here is the 8th year GT duo, the whole, I guess, what do you call it, the Universal Spirit Bomb Goku, right? Goku GT and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So the thing about them is that Daily Power Wishes and Battle of Fate. And Power Wishes is a category that has some nice options. Technically includes some Zamasus. It does include, of course, Spirit Bombs, like for example the 8th year Z duo. So there are some nice kind of units that fit into Power of Wishes. But really where I'm giving the nod to this unit comes in the form of Battle of Fate. Battle of Fate, and actually maybe I should show Battle of Fate to kind of emphasize this point in particular. But Battle of Fate has so many different units, right? You see, of course, Vegito Blue. You see the 8th year GT duo, which we're talking about right now. You see Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Beast Gohan, Tech Corrupted Zamasu, Super Saiyan 4 Tanabata Goku. You see so many different, really dope units who fit into Battle of Fate. MUI Goku's right there as well, who I was just kind of hovering over, but he's there as well. Vegeta and Trunks are a bit of an older unit, but I just want to mention them, I guess. There are a lot of different units with kind of a random kind of combinations that can be made who all fit into Battle of Fate, and that alone makes this unit, I should say, a unit who I think is a very great leader. Because, yeah, Power of Wishes can be a bit more limiting, but Battle of Fate is so diverse and so nice to pull units from that it makes this leader just really nice for me. Now, if I'm going to be critical, this is probably one of the units where I'll be more willing to kind of kick off the list, because Power Wishes being what it is, aside from that, the 30% goes to Final Trump card and Shadow Dragon Saga. And Shadow Dragon Saga is one of those categories which is kind of like bleh. Like, it just kind of sucks, you know? And Final Trump card has its moments for sure. But yeah, Shadow Dragon Saga sucks. Power Wishes is like, yeah, but nah. Like, you know what I mean? So this is definitely a unit where I could justify maybe kicking them off the list. But because they had Battle of Fate, I was like, all right, come on in here, join the party type of thing, get in the club. But yeah, this is definitely another unit where I think they have a really great leader skill because of Battle of Fate. If Battle of Fate was maybe like, let's see, what else do they have for categories? Let's say Battle of Fate was, for example, like Connected Hope. If Battle of Fate was Connected Hope instead, I would probably not have this unit on this list, but because of Battle of Fate alone, that's why they're here. Now, the last unit here, the last one I had pulled up here, is the Carnival Gogeta from the part 1 of the 9th year anniversary. And I'm going to say right now, I have them here for a reason, and it's not to kind of sing their praises, it's more so to roast Gogeta in terms of a leader skill, right? And the thing about Gogeta is, he's a fantastic unit. I'm going to actually be recording a top 10 tier list in just a moment, after this video is recorded and everything, but Gogeta is definitely on that list, I will say right now. But the thing is, any sort of Carnival LR who has a 200% lead for one category is not, in my opinion, a great leader. And hold off before you roast me here. Yes, they are a fantastic leader as far as the one category they lead, or I guess in the case of Carnival Jiren, technically he's the only Carnival LR who does a 200% lead for 2 categories. But aside from that category, they don't lead anything else. I mean, if we compare, for example, like Broly and Beast Gohan, they at least cover 3 categories with their 170% kind of lead there. Gogeta only has the one, and if you don't fit into that one, GG's, Gogeta is not going to take care of you. So that's my kind of gripe with Carnival LRs, and that's why you haven't seen any Carnival LRs on this list. Obviously, all of the other ones have been Dokkan Festival LRs and other units like that. But yeah, I mean, just want to kind of specify there why like Carnival LRs like Gogeta and the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are not on this list is because 200% leads are really good, but at the same time, the fact that they only cover one category is not good enough. I would like more kind of options as far as categories to pick and choose from if I'm trying to build a team, especially as a newer player if I were in that situation. Now, of course, you know, if we're kind of recapping, obviously, with Vegito Blue, with Zamasu, with all the other units we kind of mentioned, obviously a lot of them can be found, really, in the Beast Gohan banner. Obviously, Beast Gohan himself is on this list, so is Vegito Blue, the 8th year GT duo, MUI Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, the return of Cooler, Goku and Vegeta right there, but also a couple of them can be found in the Broly banner as well. Obviously, Broly we talked about Tech Corrupted Zamasu, we do have the Tech Gods in here as well, so definitely a couple nice options there. I mean, there are, to be fair, some other units who have all right leader skills, I mean, to like in that sort of regard, but again, you know, the Carnival LR banners, I don't really look at these units and think to myself, these are the units who I will just pull for the sake of having a leader who can cover all of the different units I have on my account. At least that's how I kind of look at it. In any case, I think that's a great way to wrap up the video. Obviously, real quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I've been struggling to kind of get into the rhythm of recording and all that sort of stuff again, so thank you guys for the patience and the support and everything. But of course, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button down below, and also subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future, and also comment down below if there is a unit who you guys felt should be on this list. Let me know in the comments down below, and if there is a unit on this video who you guys feel doesn't deserve a spot, then let me know that in the comments down below as well. And definitely feel free to check out some of the other vids I have on my channel. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.